Hi, my name is Dan Marantz. I'm a realtor with Berkshire Hathaway HomeServices in Westerly, and I want to welcome you to my video podcast, Westerly Waves, a place where we're going to meet the people who make Westerly a better place. Today I'm going to be speaking with Roberta Mudge Humble, who is an author. She is a professor of English. She is the founding president of the Westerly Armory Restoration, and that's where we're sitting today. Roberta, welcome.
Thank you, Dan. It's nice to be here.
It's great to have you. I'm so excited to have you on our show. I wanted to ask you a little bit about how you got involved with the Armory and why.
I got involved with the Armory because I grew up in Westerly, and I used to come to the Armory here for the antique shows and the poultry shows and other things. And then, of course, after I went to college, I got a job upstate and moved upstate. And then I joined a committee, which was a paramilitary committee, and I was sent down here to the 169th Military Police, the last unit that served here. And when I came into the building, I was rather horrified at the condition of it. So I promised the building, I put my hand on the granite, and I said, I will restore you, because this building represents sacrifices made for our freedom. And whereas people sometimes don't realize that, this building will stand as it does stand now as the largest memorial in all of South County to veterans of all wars and conflicts.
Wow. So how long ago was that you came?
That was October of 1992, and the Westerly Sun, thanks to them, they put it on the front page that I wanted volunteers, and I set up an evening. The National Guard helped me a little bit because they were here then, and they got some chairs because we had no chairs here. They got some chairs. We had about 150 people come to that from the Westerly Suns, thanks to them again for announcing it. And we got volunteers. I had lists made, could you volunteer, and so on. And we did. And we went from there, and we became a registered 501c3 nonprofit in 1993. So it's moved on from there.
What were some of the things that needed to be done here at the building?
Well, we noticed that the roof was leaking. That's a big thing, because obviously if you have, it was coming down on the drill hole floor here too. So then that affected the floor. It affects everything. So that needed doing. I mean, windows needed restoring. There were issues with everything. The heating was bad. We needed a whole new heating system. You name it. We redid the electrical. We've done, redone a lot of things since. Some things more than others. The roof being obviously first, but we've even redone the front doors. They were fine, but they had years of just problems with paint and so on. So they've all been redone. The doors are beautiful. This is a William Walker Armory, and all the doors on the armories are very similar, and they're just beautiful. There's 5 William Walker Armories in the state.
Now, the Armory has a museum here. And
yes.
I've walked through it, and one of the things that amazed me was the last time I was here, I noticed that there was something from Al Lorenzo, Dr. Al Lorenzo here. How did the museum come about, and how are you filling things?
Well, the interesting part about the museum is after the Guard left in '96, we thought we were just going to be restoring the building, and then the Guard left, and then we had to find a use for it. But actually, it found us. What happened was people started bringing things in. Obviously, military things first, because it's an armory and people think military. But gradually, people caught on to the fact that we were going to display about most of the things that they brought in, and we started getting all this wonderful community memorabilia. For instance, one person brought in a pencil pack, still sealed in plastic, from the Immaculate Conception School, which hasn't been operating for quite some time.
Okay.
And it was just wonderful to see that. Someone brought in a Vars Brothers menu from the 1930s from their luncheon counter. So we have a lot of past things. My favorite, of course, I'm a Dunn's Corners girl, was the postcard of the Dunn's Corners filling station, where Ed Green would pump your gas and then, without washing his hands, go in and get you an ice cream cone. That's why we're all healthy Dunn's Corners girls.
Oh, okay. That would make sense. The oil is going to save you forever. How can people become involved? What is there for somebody to do if somebody wanted to volunteer?
We'd love to have volunteers. We're only open on Mondays and Thursdays from 9 to 4, and obviously for events. The volunteers would do anything from helping me catalog the books, because we have a library of over 2,000 books. We do military, Westerly, Pawcatuck books, and Rhode Island books only. Okay? And then we need people to help catalog the items that come in. We need people to help clean. We do a little cleaning at a time. We need help with displays. We need help with the gardens. Once spring comes, we have a side garden and front gardens. We have actually a lot more. Since I don't do Facebook, I do the website, but I don't dabble in Facebook. I'm afraid of Facebook. We have a board member who does that now, but you know, eventually we'd like to have somebody who does that a little bit more full time. There are all sorts of things. We have a board. We need board members. We could add one more at this point. We're allowed 12 by the bylaws, and that would be great to have another one. We always have a student from the high school on the board. This year we have a 15-year-old, Brandon Perrone, and he's excellent. We had Isaac Kaufman until he went to Georgia Tech this year, and he was super too. And we need to film the museum. If somebody wants to come and film the museum, we need that. We need help in fundraising if somebody's good at that. Because I live in Warwick, it's a little bit more difficult for me to touch down here because I'm still full-time at the college and I have lots of things up there. I'm in the Warwick Historical Society as well. So I have a lot to do up there, and when I come down here I'm like a busy bee, and I could use some help, and so could John, our manager. So
Now, John, his position here is operations manager.
yes, he's also the treasurer. He does all the finances. We're audited every year. We have an audit done every year. He's very good at all of that. He's good at everything. He's a registered mechanical electrical ocean engineer. He has a master's in business administration and executive master's business administration, so he's well qualified for the job. But he will do things like he just washed this drill shed floor because we have a big wedding coming up and we want it nice for that.
So you do, the drill floor here is used for weddings. I remember when I first joined the Westerly Lions Club, we did a yard sale here where to raise money, we split the money between the Armory and us. We did that for a couple of years. Are there other things that go on here at the
There's a ton of things that go on. We sort of pride ourselves in being here for about everyone. Anyone who can rent the Armory, as long as they will take care of it. I mean, I'm really big on you will take care of this place because it's historic. It's 1901. It's 116 years old this year. And it's looking pretty good, and people do love it. Now, we have a big wedding coming. We have Leadership Rhode Island coming for a day. We have antique show coming. We have craft shows. We have dances. We have anniversary parties. Obviously, we have other weddings. We have boxing and wrestling on occasion. We were a little nervous about that initially, but they turned out to be some of our best people. They take really good care of the place.
That's great. I know you also, I believe that the Ninigret Quilters is going to do their quilt show here
The quilt show is one of our favorites. The quilters were our first renters, and they do their quilt show every other year. So this will be their 24th year with us.
Wow.
So that's
my wife's been a member there for a number of years.
That'll be in October.
Yes. Yeah. So, and I believe they set the entire room up here, and
it's gorgeous. The Armory never looks better.
Right. That's great.
And I want to point out that this year, as last year, we're running Derby Day on the Derby Day, which this year is May 6th. And also, we have a member program here. And we have a membership appreciation evening, which people absolutely love. Now,
Derby Day, I love the Kentucky Derby. I love to watch it. It's probably the only horse race I watch each year. What is Derby Day and what?
Well, we do, you buy your ticket, and with the ticket you get appetizers all day, and these are handmade appetizers. We have our chef Mary Alice who does those. We have a streaming of the Derby when it comes on, live streaming on a huge screen.
Okay.
We have games this is for adults and older children. We have a live streaming of the Derby but there are games before that so that you don't have to just sit. We have tables seated with refreshments. We have all sorts of neat things, including a hat pageant. And you can win. We have 3 judges all set up, ready to go. We award prizes for hats. We award prizes for the games. Games such as horseplay, and we have pin the tail on the horse. We have an actual, it's wonderful, it takes up about a third of the drill hall. We actually have a derby race where you can buy a ticket for that, and we have our own little horses going around. It's wonderful.
Now, you had said you do appetizers here. I know that you have a commercial kitchen here.
We have a state certified kitchen, yes,
So-
and it is commercially rated, yes.
So that gives somebody who wants to have an event here the ability to really serve the appetizers and the dinners and things the way they want.
Yeah, we're thrilled about that. So it actually has turned out to be quite a nice venue, and we just put in a new HVAC system, which means we have air conditioning as well as heat.
We're sitting in the huge drill hall, and it was really cold when we got here this morning, and it's been about 20 minutes and the heat's come right up, and I'm actually not shivering anymore.
Well, it's a 6,000 square foot drill hall, and remember the ceilings are what, 35 feet high, so it takes a few minutes, but we keep it normally at 50 in the winter when it's not being used.
And it felt like 50, but it feels comfortable now. So I think that if somebody wanted to come and use this in the winter, it's good. And I know that with the air conditioning, it'd be a great place in
It's
the summer.
toasty in here once we get people in. People love the new heating system. It's quieter too than our old heating system.
Yes, I don't think you're going to hear too much of it on our video here at this point. Well, Roberta, thank you so much for this information. I think it's great for the community. I love the building. I wanted to ask you one more thing. I know a few years ago, I'm going to say parapets, but I'm not sure that's the exact word.
The crenellations.
The crenellations, the top of it, that was all redone.
Yes.
That was done with a state grant or?
We had a federal grant. It was a Save America's Treasures grant from Congress.
Okay.
Senator Jack Reed helped us with that, and then we had to match it.
Okay.
So that was basically a $600,000 project.
Wow. So you guys matched.
Well, we
the-
are the only Walker Armory with granite-capped crenellations, which that's original.
They're granite.
They're
not,
granite.
They look like cement from down below.
They are especially carved in a design. If you look very carefully, they're beautifully done. They were done in North Kingstown, and the other Walker Armories have copper-clad crenellations.
Okay, so these are, granite is perfect here in Westerly.
Well, it is, and that's exactly why Walker did that. Walker also designed the newer of the two town halls, the granite town hall.
Okay.
That's one of his buildings.
Which of course is a gorgeous building.
It is.
So, Roberta, again, thank you so much. I think at this point we're going to stop, and I would like to have a little bit of a conversation with John, so we'll be talking to John Humble in a moment, and I look forward to doing more with here at the Armory.
We'd love to have everybody come and use the building and enjoy it.
Great. Thank you very much, Roberta.
Thank you.
Take care. Dan Marantz, we're back with John Humble, who is the operations manager and treasurer for the Westerly Armory restoration. And I wanted to say thank you for coming on board here.
Thanks very much, Dan.
John, how did you get involved with the Armory?
I'm an engineer by training and went into semi-retirement, and Roberta asked me to come on down and give her a hand keeping this place alive.
What's your favorite part about the Armory?
I think the way it was constructed, it's the type of construction that you don't see today, but it does require a great deal of upkeep, maintenance, and with that comes the money and collecting the money to get the job done.
How other than actually maintaining the building and the operations, how else are you involved here?
One of our sources of revenue is rental. We have this large hall that we're sitting in now is 60 by 100 feet, and it can accommodate a good-sized crowd. So I organize or set up the rentals when they occur, things like weddings, receptions, meetings, dances, and so on and so forth.
I noticed on the wall, I think the occupancy in here is 5 people.
Actually, that is a note from the fire marshal. However, we don't like 500 in here, especially when we have chairs and tables up. That can be a problem in getting people out of here if we have to get them out in a hurry. So we don't exceed 300 typically.
Oh, that's good. Yeah. That's a big, still a pretty good spot.
Sure it is. And this is the largest venue in the area. So we do provide a venue that isn't available locally for large events.
If an organization wanted to be involved, want to use the venue, who do they contact? Do they contact you?
They can contact us. They can certainly get the information, the rental information on our website, westerlyarmory.com. Our phone number, 401-596-8554, is another opportunity to get in touch with us. We're only open on Mondays and Thursdays. The office is only open. Of course, we're open if we have a function, but those are the two easiest ways to reach out to us.
Great. Appreciate it very much.
Oh, you're very welcome.
Glad to have you, and I look forward to seeing you again.
Thank you, Dan.